Why was there just a random car in there? Whatever.
So far away now. Okay.
Well,
Grim!
You can start. I'll catch up.
Alright, Grim, you'll just have to be on... You'll just have to catch up on your own. Alright. We ready to start the stream?
stream
Podcast?
Podcast.
Stream is live.
Ready?
Ready.
And action.
Now recording.
Alright,
This is podcast number 5.
can we count?
Yeah, I said
No, we cannot. Today's podcast is brought to you by absolutely nothing. We don't have any sponsors yet, so if you know anybody that wants to sponsor, just listen. We aren't begging, but
I'll even take
goddamn
salt
give us
from
money.
my grandma's. Or Mima's.
I mean, you want to send us like 10 cents a day? Fuck yes.
10 cents a year.
Fuck, that's better than what we're getting now.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so starting off, Mr. Bob has a question for us to discuss.
So, my question is, it's been a while since GTA's come out with any updates. And it seems like one of the most popular vehicles for GTA is the Oppressor. So, if GTA were to come out with another Oppressor, the Mark III, what do you guys think it would be?
I got a good answer for that one.
Go ahead.
We got... Alright, so the first one is a motorcycle, right? That semi-glides, you know, it's pretty good. It's probably was the best one to come out. And the Mark II,
One of my
right?
personal favorites.
The Mark II, right? It's more or less a plane. A slow plane. It flies, everything else.
Well, it's more of a hover vehicle.
Okay, well still.
Yeah.
The only explanation for the third one, submarine.
I was literally thinking the same thing. Submarine.
Or a jet ski. A jet ski / submarine.
Well, the jet ski thing,
That can fly.
the second one kind of covers that.
But it'd be not floating, it'd be in the water, and then you could transform it into a sub.
I guess in me, what I was kind of thinking was it would have kind of the same abilities as the Mark II, but it would have the added ability of being also able to go underwater. So it would have torpedoes, normal lock-on missiles like the, what's that one car that I got on there? You know what I'm talking about, the sub car.
Oh, the Lambo?
How it's got separate torpedoes and,
Starboard.
Yeah, that one. It'll have those abilities too, along with being able to fly and whatnot.
Because it could be literally the fastest vehicle underwater.
But we all know that Rockstar gave up on Red Dead Online, kind of. No, they didn't. I mean, it's kind of... I don't know. Their updates are shoddy at best right now.
You mean Grand Theft Auto, not Red Dead?
No, they're focusing most of their updates on Red Dead, and their updates have been shoddy at best. Like, the last thing they added in was, hey, we're out of beta! You guys can play poker now with each other. Good luck, have fun. Though, I did get on it recently, and I will say, have you seen the new, like, they have a passive mode in there now?
Oh, really?
You can choose how you want to play. You can play offensive or defensive. Defensive means you can attack other players, but if you choose to, it automatically makes you hostile. It adds up a hostility meter faster than it would if you were in offensive. But being in defensive, you can't get lassoed by other people. You can't get ran over. You pretty much can't get bothered. You can still kind of get shot at, but I don't think it does any damage until you yourself break out of that defensive mode and pretty much put a bounty on yourself and a bunch of other stupid shit.
See, that seems like perfect for GTA Online.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I was playing with defensive mode, which is great. You'll see somebody run up with a rope, and they're like, oh, they got a shield on. Fuck it. And run away.
They can still shoot you?
No, I don't think so.
That's like a passive mode.
Yeah, it's like a passive mode until literally you decide to break out of it. But you have to give yourself a bounty. Like, if you shoot another player, it'll break you out of it and put you in offensive mode, give you, like, a certain amount of bounty, so now you have NPCs coming to try and kill you, too.
See, that seems perfect for GTA.
I thought it was pretty neat. I liked it. Yeah, they're like, I don't know, they're not really adding much new. They keep adding new game modes in, but the game modes in it kind of suck.
See, I never played the game modes in it. I liked hunting. It was my favorite.
Me and Grim did, and it was good for gold. They weren't very fun. I'm glad Grim is backing me up here. Thanks, Grim.
Sorry, I was laughing at something and I muted myself. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grim.
This is why. No offense, Grim, but you're like our comic relief here. You don't usually add much to the conversation. You just kind of hear as like our peanut gallery.
That's okay. That is okay with me. Just something happened and it was too damn funny for me, and I just started laughing uncontrollably.
He looked down, saw his penis, and was like, "Look how tiny that fucker!"
It's big in ears.
Whoever's penis that is, that's sad. Oh.
Alright, are we done on that topic?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we all kind of said, that's even what I saw. It would have something to do with water.
It's got to.
Yeah.
That's the only way they can go.
They need to add more to the water anyways. I mean, we have a subcar that we don't do anything with. And that water is vast.
Oh, yeah. Huge amount of play area, right?
Even if they add, like, treasures or, like, booty down there.
Yeah.
Add, like, a pirate thing in.
The most we got was the yachts, of course, the one subcar, and that one mission we can do with the Aqua ATV.
And 2 submarines.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
One's for free.
Only for returning players.
Returning player.
Yeah.
Which I guess everybody anyway, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so... I have a few jokes to talk about here. So, I was talking to my coworker. He used to be in the military. And he was telling me about how there were 2 guys. One of them was like a 6'4" tall guy. And the other guy was, we're going to say probably like 5'1", 5'2". You know, so a smaller guy. And I guess the big guy used to carry the littler guy in his rucksack occasionally. And when he told me this, I laughed about it. But I thought about this. Imagine the tactical advantage of that.
It just makes me think of Master Blaster off of Mad Max.
But just think about that. You'd be like, oh shit, get down! You get down, and this little guy pops up out of a rucksack and just starts shooting people. You'd never expect that shit. Yeah, it's just the tactical advantage of this little guy coming out of your backpack like, fuck everybody.
See,
I play more tactical advantage of always having somebody watch your back.
That too.
I'm thinking like Mini-Me at that point.
He might have been shorter than that. He might have been like 4'8", honestly.
Like have like Dr. Evil Mini-Me, like this Mini pops out, going with 2 knives.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus.
Or even like
I thought that was funny.
Even like a Psycho from Borderlands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of that, since I'm on the topic of military and short people, my other coworker was telling me he had a CO that was probably also really short like that, and one of the privates, this motherfucker was like, what's a good way to put it? Like a mini Andre the Giant, apparently. So the dude was like 6'6", like huge motherfucker. Yeah, huge motherfucker. And the CO one got pissed off at something he had done, so he's at his waist, pointing at his face and yelling at him, just going on. This guy's just standing there, straight face, just not saying anything. Finally, I guess the CO got so pissed off, he's like, you stay right the fuck there, I will be right the fuck back. The guy walks away, and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? He waits a minute, and then they hear this metallic screeching noise of, like, metal on metal dragging. Motherfucker is dragging a chair all the way back, slams the chair in front of him, stands on it, and gets back into his face and picks up right where he was, yelling at the dude. How do you not bust out laughing at that?
You could not take that serious, but you have to take it serious at the same time.
Exactly. Like, how do you just... I couldn't do it. I would have laughed. I would have fucking laughed. I couldn't hold that. That's just fucking hilarious to me. Oh my god.
Have you ever seen the rubber duck challenge they do to incoming police officers?
No.
As they all stay in line, straight face, and an officer comes up with one of those rubber ducks behind them and quacks or squeaks in their ear to see if they laugh. If they laugh, they get to do push-ups.
Well then. Anybody else have any funny jokes?
No.
Menards.
No.
Menards. That's
Menards.
my joke.
That's my joke. Oh, another coworker story here. Apparently there's a kennel down in like Alabama or Georgia, and they named their championship dog, I shit you not, White Folks. I was like, it's fucking great, because think about this now. Out in a competition, they just be like, oh, White Folks is taking the lead! Oh, White Folks just fucked up. Like, I feel like that'd be hilarious. Also, having a dog named White Folks in the first place would be great. Like, you'd just be like, hey, what folks got loose? Have you seen them?
White folks got loose.
But it's a white guy that owns him, like a white redneck that owns this fucking dog. It's just, oh, White Folks is biting people!
White folks is biting black man.
Oh, white folks don't like black people.
The best part is black people is another dog. You got white folks and
like
black people.
And the owners are like really close friends.
Yes.
Oh no, the owner if the owner of the dog, white folks, he's black, and then the owner of the dog, black folks, is white.
It'd actually be funny if black folks was named Django, and they fought. That'd be good. Same Django versus white folks.
Eh.
You lost me.
You never saw the... Oh, never mind.
Django.
Cool dudes look at explosions.
Hildy!
Yeah.
It's terrible. I got this little nugget. So, what is your guys' opinion on this? When I was watching Bill Nye, I think last week, you guys might have been in the room with me. You and Bob and Grimm might have been there.
You talking about the video I told you about with?
Yeah. We were talking about that, but I was thinking about this, and a lot of people were bitching that, well, Bill Nye's not a scientist. He's not. He's an engineer. Yeah. But does that actually devalue his intelligence, though?
No.
Because just because he doesn't have a degree in theoretical science or astrophysics, does that actually mean that he hasn't studied this? Or not having a degree for something, I don't think, negates your opinion or intellect.
Still an extremely smart man.
Yeah.
But he's still an extremely smart man, but he also makes some questionable decisions.
Oh, everybody fucking does.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for instance, his new gender episode on his Netflix show, or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
See, if you actually watch it, at least in my... maybe I'm biased and I'm reading it the wrong way, but to me, it sounded more like he was trying to talk about sexuality being a spectrum, because he doesn't name genders, he names sexualities. In that, I understand, that is a spectrum, technically.
Yeah.
But, because, bisexuals are not a gender.
Yeah.
And he names them off as one of them.
And
he names transgenders, which...
He makes a really good point
not
also.
Just gender, really.
Don't be a dick to everyone.
Yeah, don't be a dick, but then again, it goes both ways, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. I definitely agree on that. I mean, you got a bunch of people out there just being asshats. Like, oh, well, you're not respecting my...
And I also have a new answer. I have an actual answer for one of the questions you asked us last week of guilty pleasures. Internet drama.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know what it is about internet drama, but god damn it.
Even if it's on Facebook and it's about people you don't even fucking know, and you got them on your phone. I go through those comments and I read all of that shit.
I actually had this discussion with somebody recently, and they were like, "Why do you even like read into all this negativity?" And I'm just like,
It's fun.
Turns me on.
Maybe I get pissed at it sometimes reading it, and I'm just like, "Oh, what the fuck is wrong with this?" But I enjoy being pissed at it. I'm not like going out and like, "I'm gonna do something about this because I'm angry."
There's nothing you can ever really do about this shit. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but like the whole thing with Pro Jared is what made me realize this. Is like, I don't care about any of these people, but damn, this drama's tasty. He was like a video reviewer or whatever, or a video game reviewer.
I heard a little bit about it. Like, I've seen
apparently
I have
he
no idea.
cheated on his wife, and he was also getting like solicited nude pics from underage people, allegedly. But everyone's like, "Oh, you cheated on your wife, you're a dirtbag," and I'm over here like, "But what about the like underage kid pictures? Nobody's talking about that. Can we talk about that? I don't give a shit about cheating, but the whole fucking underage kid thing's kind of needs to be talked about here."
Mm-hmm.
I think you said it was like what, a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
He does like, oh, I know what'll make you guys hate him. He gave Metal Gear Revengeance a 4 out of 10.
I don't even hate him for that. He's just retarded.
Dunce.
I think the main reason he gave it that too is because the story is confusing. It's like we obviously haven't played any of the Metal Gear games then.
I mean, the story is always kind of confusing, but at the end of it, I feel like it always makes sense at the end a bit. Kojima.
Also, did you guys ever notice the whole story or the themes of Metal Gear and Metal Gear Revengeance? Metal Gear was always like, oh, you can't have, like, nuclear detersion never works. Just because you have a nuke doesn't mean they're not going to use theirs. And then Metal Gear Revengeance, like, a sword in a sheath keeps another sword in a sheath. And it's like, ain't that the exact opposite of what Snake was trying to teach you people?
Wait a minute.
I mean, kind of?
Why is my mind going blank? Metal Gear Revengeance.
It's with
the one where you play as Raiden.
That was Metal Gear Rising.
Revengeance.
Metal Gear Rising. It was MGR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
You confuse me by just adding, like, you completely skipped the Rising. That's what I guess kind of confused me.
I don't know. I would call it Metal Gear Revengeance because I don't know. I just like the word revengeance. It's not a word you hear too often.
Straight up though, I actually didn't mind that.
Oh, I loved it. It was fucking. I love character action games.
Yeah, it was. The storyline in it was kind of confusing and whatnot, but he was trying to show off what Sons of the Patriots pretty much led into.
Yeah.
And I mean, come on, we got the great fucking Armstrong making us an omelet, the mother of all omelets, out of that.
We also got one of like the greatest video game soundtracks ever.
And honestly, the boss fights in that were fucking fantastic.
They were so hot.
They fucking loved it. Rip the entire arm off this giant fucking mech and fight you with it.
Just like the freaking jobber boss at the beginning being Metal Gear Rain, you suplex it to death.
Oh my god. That was, honestly, let's be honest, 4 and Rising were nothing but fan service for people who played Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
Because Metal Gear Solid 4 had everything anybody who's ever played a Metal Gear game just fucking loves. It had a badass cyborg ninja. It had so much storyline in it. It had that.
Actually, explain how Raiden became a cyborg. Because I remember he just pretty much shows up in 4, is 3 or 4, and stops the freaking oil tank. Is it? Yeah, it's 3. Stop the oil tanker from hitting.
It was 4. It was 4. 3 was the flashback one with Big Boss.
Yeah. But no, he stops oil tanker from hitting Snake. He's like, "Who are you?" And he pulls off the freaking trench coat. It's like, "Holy crap, it's Raiden." He's like, "But why is he a cyborg now?"
He showed up. The first time he shows up was when he fights the geckos. in Vamp.
Yeah,
he fights all those geckos and Vamp.
Break dances them to death.
Yeah, he was doing a mission somewhere, I remember, and I think he ended up almost dying, and some doctor brought him back to life, and that's the best he could do, was end up pretty much turning him into a cyborg.
Yeah, it's the doctor in Metal Gear Rising. That, like, can you collect arms for me? And you're like...
Yeah, I think that's what it was. They kind of explained a little bit of it in 4, and then I think they had a little bit more backstory in Rising. Also, come on, the best part about Rising was we got a grown-up Sunny.
Yeah. Also, I like Blade Wolf. Blade Wolf's cool.
The DLC for that was pretty badass, too. We actually get to play as Blade Wolf.
Gotta play as Blade Wolf and Sam.
Yes. they just did fantastic with it. Wasn't that, what the fuck was that company's? Platinum Games, yes. I knew it was some kind of metal. I was like, silver? No. Gold? No.
I think they used to be Clover Studios. Don't quote me on this. but I'm pretty sure they used to be the studio that made Beautiful Joe.
You've been quoted.
Yep, because that's going right online.
Because Platinum made what was that game on the Wii U?
Wii U.
No,
you chosen one.
Hero 101 or Heroes 101 or something like that.
I think I heard of that.
But like, basically, you play as a whole bunch of Beautiful Joes that like combine with each other and make like giant swords and crap.
This just sounds like Voltron with more steps.
It essentially was. but they weren't robots. They were just people like holding on to each other's like ankles and wrists and shit.
This just sounds like Voltron with more steps.
Legsy?
Game called. I'm gonna have to look that up now. It's bugging me.
Alright. We beating this anymore?
Oh, well, we can go on to the next subject.
I don't know where to go from here. That's why I asked. Alright, you guys are very useful.
Nope.
I'm looking up that game title because it's bugging me now. The Wonderful 101, that's it.
Ah. Okay. Do you guys want to discuss some pet peeves?
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
So, I was actually thinking about this, and I have 2 pet peeves I noticed this week that pissed me off. And anybody can do this. I don't care if it's race or not. But people... You ever see those people that wear, like, their hats way too fucking high on their head?
No, okay, I've seen something similar to this.
I know what you're talking about.
You know how the hats are folded in stores with the cardboard in them?
Yeah.
It's like the back of the hat pushed in. I've seen people just put that on top of their head and wear them like that with the cardboard still in it.
Yep, I've seen that a lot. That was a very big fad back in, like, 2010, 2012.
Oh my god,
I hate when people keep their stickers on the hats.
That also came around the same time. I remember people doing that. Actually, though, they used to do that when I was in high school, so 2008. Yeah, it was to show off money. I got money because I left the sticker on. Like, what?
You only leave the sticker on if you don't got money and you plan on returning the hat.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I saw a guy literally at my work. His hat wasn't even on his head. It was like his hair was... It reminded me of JD's hairnet. I'm glad everybody knows what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Wait, no, hold up. JD's hairnet.
Hairnet. Scrubs. The hair helmet that he wore on his scooter.
I never watched that much Scrubs.
Oh, okay. But yeah, he had a hairnet, and it sat so fucking high up because he doesn't want to mess with my hair. That's what I think of when I see these fucking people wear their hats like that.
It's ridiculous. It
was
ridiculous.
Why? And the other thing that pisses me off, I hate seeing people do, is people who wear their pants sagged so goddamn low that there's no reason to even be wearing pants. Like, I can see your leg under your boxers.
Like, my pants sag every now and then, but that's just because, like...
Get a belt.
For some reason...
Get a belt, Grim,
please. I wear a belt most of the time.
Fucking hoser.
Goddamn like, hoser!
I'm in, like, that weird spot in between sizes. So if I get a size that's slightly small, it's, like, squeezes my waist too much, and if I get the other size, it's just slightly big, and they might sag a little bit. Like, basically, the band on my boxers, and that's it. But you'd have to pull up my shirt as well.
Like, seriously, if I can see boxer leg pants, like, what's the point?
My favorite thing about that, though, is the videos where you see, like, people pull up real slow and, like, pull up their pants bag and they try and run after them.
Oh, yeah, and then they just trip because their pants aren't high.
Fucking great.
Losers. Fucking hosers.
See, my pants fall because they're tight. They're like...
Loser.
Come on, your pants are too tight to fall.
They sag, but like I don't have a waist. I don't have a waist to hold my pants up.
Hey, I'm willing to admit this on freaking the internet. I have skinny jeans, and they still fall down.
Yeah, I do too.
You guys are dead to me. At least I'm not related to one of them.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about. You and Grim are actually related. He married.
Were you
cousin.
about to say married?
Yes, I was about to say married.
Married.
You and Grim are married. This is me, and this is Grim. Or, God damn it! Nope, I'm done. Fucking me. All right.
What?
Who else's pet peeves?
Ooh, smart cars. I fucking hate smart cars.
Those little tiny ones?
Yeah, I just hate the way people drive them.
What?
Anytime I go to, like, the Springfield near me, I will be waiting at a friggin' red light, and I'll go pull out, and a little smart car will just pull in front of me and, like, cut me off. I'm like, I will fucking crush you.
He still pulls out.
I'm gonna shoot you in the head someday.
My pet peeve is when Grim doesn't pull out.
Oh! Oh!
Oh! So I gotta do it for him.
Frosted turd.
I don't pull out a Grim.
Seriously, you guys are gonna bring up pet peeves? Just me and Grim here now? We gonna hold this up?
So
we already know that Grim hates her wife.
Bicyclists. But I think that's a pet peeve for everyone, except bicyclists.
Not really.
Well, in my town, we have loads of bike lanes. They never use them.
So we don't
They'll ride right down the middle of the street, going 10 miles under. They're horrible in my town.
Okay, so your pet peeve is not cyclists. Your pet peeve is people not using the cyclist lanes.
Well, in some areas they don't have cycling lanes, but also...
well, in that case, you just hug the side of the road.
Yeah, but they'll still hog up, like, if they're in groups. One bicyclist, ain't bad. Two bicyclists, nah, we're getting somewhere. Three, insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. Always. They'll always ride right next to each other instead of, lengthwise, so it's easier to pass, but they'll instead ride widthwise, so it's hard to pass them.
See, it's hard for me to complain about that kind of thing, because around here, well, at least when I'm in Arkansas with Alyssa, like, there are bike trails everywhere, so you rarely see bikers on the actual roads.
We have bike trails all over the place.
And then, over here, some people use the bike lanes as turning lanes.
Yeah, that's illegal.
We, actually, downtown Canton recently put in a bunch of fucking bike lanes, but I've never seen anybody ride a bike in downtown Canton.
To be fair, Bob, you have to remember, you live in a state where they lost their minds over having to pump their own gas.
Yeah. I'm glad nobody heard that.
See, here's the thing with that pumping law here in Oregon. It only affects rural areas.
I think we've explained this like every time on the podcast.
It only affects like my area, and most people already know how to pump gas here. People that were freaking out were in Portland and whatnot, like those high density areas. They're not supposed to pump their own gas. It's only for counties under 40,000.
I don't honestly, living where I live, I never understood how somebody couldn't understand how to pump gas.
It's actually really easy.
Handle.
Yep.
If anything you don't understand, it's the fact that some pumps are a little like finicky and like pain in the ass. But it's easy to still figure out.
I did, however, though, see a woman try to pump gas in a Tesla, and she was very confused.
What?
She had a Tesla, and she's walking around the car like with the hose, and she's like, "Where does it go?" I'm like, ah.
Oh, just pour it. Just pop the hood and pour it in there.
Just dump it in your driver's seat. It absorbs the leather.
See, Teslas are those fancy cars that they run off water, so just drive it into a lake.
No, come on. They survive in no atmosphere, so send them to space.
I was about to say
they have to recharge in space,
sunlight, so they got to be closer to the sun, launch into space.
The Superman.
Say,
and if you can also blare some David Bowie while you're at it, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that Rocket Man here.
I think that always applies to anything. Just always blare David Bowie.
David Bowie is odd.
Oh, there's actually something I wanted to try with you guys. But I don't want to have to send you the pictures. It was like you trying to guess JoJo stands and what they do.
Oh, Jesus. We can do that another time.
Yeah,
we'll do that
sometime with you guys.
What we'll try to do one time is we'll try to get it set up in case anybody didn't know. Well, I mean, if you're watching now, you do know that we have a stream going. Because that's the only way you can watch now. But anybody watching this in the future, our podcasts also are followed by a stream. Eventually, we will try to set up so that we can show pictures during the stream. And so it can have a little bit more interaction like that.
Say what we could do, those ones, when Grim has pictures like that, he could send them and we could put them up on it while we're talking about them.
Yeah, exactly. That's once we get this worked out on setting up pictures and whatnot.
We're new to this.
Yeah. Right now, our stream is pretty much just to distract anybody who's listening to us in the moment, which there's probably nobody here. But hey, fuck you guys. Love you.
There might be somebody listening later down the road.
Well, they'd be listening, but they wouldn't be. They might not be watching the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else with pet peeves? Anybody?
Sandals.
Just sandals in general.
Sandals.
I wear sandals.
Jesus sandals, like flip flops.
Your brother hates you.
Flip flops.
Yeah, but he wears skinny jeans, so he does something I don't like either. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, that's worse.
Nah, sandals are worse.
No way.
Skinny jeans.
I tell you to give your balls a tug, but your pants already do that for you.
Okay, no, actually, there's different. If your skinny jeans tug your balls, you shouldn't be wearing those because they can give you testicular cancer.
See, they're not really that tight, honestly.
Mine are just tight on the legs.
Yeah.
In the crotch area, it's still pretty loose.
Yeah, I got plenty of room. I can fit 2 hands in there at least.
You have baby
child's hands. Wow, we went the same direction.
So my hands are pretty normal size.
Look at them baby hands. Okay, outside of sandals, Bob, do you have anything? Graham, do you have anything?
The bicycles.
I said anything else. Anything else.
People using checks at the grocery store.
See, I never see that
Yeah, I don't even have a checkbook.
Well, I mean, old people doing that, and the fact is, they start filling it out last minute instead of.
Oh God!
Yeah, you could fill out some of it before you figure out your total, and they sit there and just fill it out forever. Or watching people try to figure out, just people that don't know how to get their shit and get out when they're at a grocery store.
Yeah.
Don't know how to use the card or have to sit there and make small talk. Actually, this is grocery stores in general. Grocery stores are not a fucking social gathering.
Actually,
hey Peggy, I haven't seen you in 3 fucking months because I just don't really give a shit about you, but I'm gonna go ahead and pretend like I give a shit about you. Oh yeah, me too, Martha. I'm just gonna sit here and fucking talk to you and take up all the fucking lane!
I actually do have something to add to that about grocery stores.
Mostly Karen, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, those were the 2 names that popped into my head.
I know, but don't leave Peggy and Martha alone, because Peggy is, his wife.
Okay, yeah. You know
did
what
you
I'm
cut
going
out,
for.
Did you cut out, or did you like censor yourself on that?
No, I said,
Oh, I was thinking more like Captain Beardo.
Dang it! Dang it, Bobby!
Dang it,
Peggy!
Get out of the fucking
Peggy!
lane!
Get out of that fucking lane! I'm trying to
And
pop a
Superman
bitch!
and or Batman's mother.
Dumb bitch.
Why'd you say that name?
Bitch.
But no.
Oh, Martha. I was going with Peggy.
About your grocery store people, there's this worker at our Walmart by my house that we were just there before here, and she always works self-checkout, and she always has like a comment to say to us. And I'm just
no.
Like we're going through self-checkout, and I scan these Reese cups because I'm like, ooh, they're the chocolate lovers. I'm gonna try these.
What did you say?
And
What? How do you pronounce Reese's?
Reese's. Why?
I think we're gonna discuss this later.
I'm confused. What's wrong here?
Reese's.
Reese's.
No, okay.
It's Reese's.
It's Reese's.
It's Reese's.
No. See, actually, hang on. The argument here, Ohio always wins when it comes to pronunciation because literally we have perfect pronunciation, apparently.
Yeah, presidents come to Ohio to learn how to speak English.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, but...
It's spelled like Reese. It's Reese's.
Anyways, I want to try these.
Yeah, Reese's. Reese's.
It's
Reese's.
R-E-E-S-E-S. That's what we're saying.
Apostrophe S. It's Reese's cups. Reese's.
All right.
I'm gonna go find I know a perfect GIF about this.
Hold on. Anyways, so we buy these things, and I put them in our bag.
I was gonna say Jif, Bob. I was gonna swear you're gonna say Jif.
Because of peanut butter, I get it. Okay, go back to your Reese's.
I'm going to say my chocolate covered peanut butter.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Anyways, I buy these things. They're chocolate lovers, so they're supposed to be more chocolate on the outside than peanut butter. So I'm like, I want to try them. So
The peanut butter lover ones are better.
Yeah, they are. But I scan them, put them in the bag, and it pops up like on the self-checkout. It's like, oh, can't wait to item. Assistance needed. I'm like, oh, great. And this girl walks over. She's like, oh yeah, let me just grab this. She's holding a broom, sweeping, and she's like, hey, hits the machine. And she's like, well, that didn't work. I'm like, oh my god. She reminds me of
were
us.
they try to be like comedians there when it's just like, I want to get my stuff and leave, please.
Well, she reminds me of honestly one of Aaron's old friends, Kayla. Getker or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She reminds me of her because she's like looks like her, but it's not her obviously. And she always has like comments to make. Sometimes they're funny, sometimes it just talks. But then she's like, "Yeah, we should be getting the new ones soon. You know, these ones are pieces of shit." I'm like, "Yeah, I can tell I couldn't even weigh a Reese cup."
You're just making fun of your way you fucking pronounce Reese's.
Actually, we don't. Everybody over here. Have you ever seen the commercial? Yeah. Reese's Puff, Reese's Puff.
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
Peanut butter chocolate flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the cereal.
That's Reese's cup.
It's pretty rare when me and Bob agree on a pronunciation.
Fuck you, Grim.
You know I'm right, though.
I know. But I just,
Hey, Google.
Fuck you.
How do you say Reese's?
Okay, fair enough.
On the website businessinsider.com, they say,
I looked it up.
Summary.
Everybody,
1. People tend to pronounce Reese's
it.
one of two ways, either Reese's or Reese's, and 2. The popular chocolate
Reese's
brand
peanut
is,
butter
in fact, pronounced Reese's,
Apparently.
named after its founder, Helen Burnett Reese. To read more, look for the link in your Google Home app.
Alyssa agrees with me and Bob. It's 3 to 2.
Alright, so I muted my mic for a minute.
It is Reese's. I looked it up.
I had I had to mute my mic and I asked Google. She says there is 2 pronunciations for it, but the reason people say
I'm sure it's like local dialects, but still.
Well, she says the reason people pronounce it one way is because the guy's name was Reese's. Or Reese.
His name was Reese.
Yeah, his name was Reese. That's why I call it Reese's Cup.
Oh.
That's why some people say that way.
Yeah, it was Officer Reese's.
So, we're both right. But we're actually righter.
What?
You guys, you're lefties. There's not many. There's not many of you guys. So. Anyways, next topic. Pronunciations.
I'm not gonna stop it.
You know what one of my pet peeves is? How people pronounce Reese's Pieces.
Oh God, not this again.
just turn it all around. Just go right back to it.
How do you guys
actually, one of my pet peeves is either pronunciating things incorrectly for people and them not catching it, or using words incorrectly and people not catching it.
I actually like using words incorrectly, just
like
so
literally.
People...
I do. I use words incorrectly, or purposefully mispronunciate things.
Like I'm going to a library.
And when people are like, "Oh, you're an idiot for that," like I'm doing it on purpose. Thank you for catching it. If somebody catches it and they go, "Wait a minute, what?"
Or,
I actually have to thank them.
Damn it, what was it? Pronunciations can be weird because the biggest example I always get that doesn't really bug me anymore is in the English version of Godzilla it is Ghidorah, but in the Japanese version it's Ghidorah. And people go back and forth on how to pronounce it. Like sometimes I'll even catch myself saying Ghidorah instead of Ghidorah.
My favorite's library.
I'm sorry. I heard weeb and I just tuned it out.
Is kaiju movies really weebish though?
Oh,
I don't know what he's speaking weeb again.
You know you like Godzilla, so shut up. You know you're hyped for that new Godzilla movie.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I used to get into an argument. Like I use the word pronunciate. And people actually used to yell at me for using the word pronunciate, saying that it's not a word. And they're like, the word you're thinking about is enunciate. But...
I'll tell them to fuck off. All words are made up and I can use it however the hell I want.
Yeah, and right here, I just looked it up. It is a word, it's just not listed in Webster's dictionary. Which, let's be honest, Webster's is a terrible dictionary. It's very... Well, Webster's dictionary is pretty much propaganda at this point in time. You realize that, right? Any words they don't think shouldn't exist aren't put in the Webster's dictionary. But yeah, pronunciate is a word.
In there.
Yeah. But yeah, it is a word, and most people will most likely think that you use pronounce wrong, or you're thinking the word enunciate. And I'm like, pronunciate is a word. So, okay. Thank you.
I like saying, instead of specifically, saying specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, what was the one thing one coworker says? Oh, it's a blessing in the skies.
It's a blessing in the skies.
Okay, Ricky.
Like, he'll say it fast enough that if you don't pay attention, you won't notice it, though. Like, oh man, that's a blessing in the skies. You're like, wait, what? That one's not... I wouldn't consider that a Rickyism, though, because it's so subtle that if said correctly, you wouldn't notice unless you're thinking about it.
Like, don't take him for granted.
Yeah, granite. Are you saying granite? like a rock? What are you, a rock person? Not referencing anything here at all.
I like water under the fridge.
That's my personal favorite, or my one that I came up with. You're making me feel pressurized.
You're making me feel pressurized! Seriously, guys, we just need to get 2 turnips in heat.
That's what my dad always used to say.
You know what we gotta do, guys? We gotta steal fucking Randy's toaster.
You gotta
keep your friends close and get your enemies a toaster. Get your enemies a toaster.
I thought it was take your enemy's toaster.
Get your enemies a toaster.
Google.
Alright, hold up. You guys keep talking, keep discussing.
Disgusting.
Discussing.
See, I asked Google about that Reese thing earlier. I don't know if that's considered propaganda or not.
Could be. There's a lot of propaganda in this world now.
Well, like, copyright, I should say.
Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies toaster. We were all wrong.
Fuck, we both suck.
Wait, this one says, keep your friends close and get your enemies a toaster.
Get your enemy a toaster.
Okay, it's been quoted everywhere here, differently.
Gotta watch it.
So everyone's retarded.
Hang on, I'll just go to the fandom page for the Rickyisms.
Watch it be like 4 or 5 different versions.
You only said it once.
No,
Yeah.
I'm still saying watch people just put it in multiple times.
Oh, hi, Loki. Oh, it's a hi world.
A link is only as long as your strongest chain. Hey, wait, a link is only as long as your That's
strong,
what it was.
Longer, strong point. Yeah.
Okay, phone, please stop lagging.
Come on, lay down.
So, you guys would probably like my dick?
Your dick.
What?
It's too short for me.
That joke wasn't long enough.
It really wasn't.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies toaster. It's the actual legit. Yeah. A leaves comber. A rake? I think you mean a rake. Hey guys! You know what we need to do, right? If we ever all get together and have a party, we need to get ourselves and rent one of those limousines.
I want a lemonade. That makes me thirsty. Like, I don't know what it is about fresh squeezed lemonade, but God, it tastes so much better than anything else.
Like fair lemonade.
Like fair
I've never
lemonade,
had
or
fair
even,
lemonade.
or even like
Fair lemonade's fucking.
I'm not sure if you guys get them up around where you guys are, but the Calypso lemonades.
What?
What?
It's just it's like a brand of lemonade. They come in a glass bottle and they actually have like lemon chunks in them, and they got a whole bunch of flavors.
The
There's
best
one
we
that's,
have. Go ahead.
Quadruple melon or some crap. It's got 4 different melon juices in it and lemonade. Oh, so good.
I was gonna say we have like a homemade
Not
apple they make, or apple juice they make. It's 100% apple juice. It's literally just apple juice.
There's also one called Herbert's lemonade. That's pretty good.
It's fucking fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic. Uh-oh.
And unless it's back here playing on whatever.
Is that a bird?
No, that was the dog with his new ball. Squeaky. So
I had a question. It's you get to be a believer in the paranormal world, but has anybody had any interaction with the paranormal in their lifetime?
Nope.
I mean, I think. I told you guys. I'm pretty sure I've told you guys my one ghost story. Well, a couple of them.
The other night, I'm pretty sure I had a dream that our apartment was haunted, and it was fucking weird, dude. Like, I'm not kidding you, it was fucking weird, because I literally woke up feeling it was real.
If you want to talk about weird dreams, I could tell you some.
Well, like, okay, the way our apartment's set up is there's our bedroom, and then when you walk out the door, right beside there's the second bedroom, and that's like right now her closet. Well, I had a dream that I was in that room and it was like, I don't know, it smelled like rotting meat and like cold, and I felt like there was like an old man like presence there. And so for some reason, I went to my bed and was laying down and like I could hear.
Why would you go to your bed?
Well, in my dream,
yeah.
I heard some noise, and I literally woke up like that, and all I hear is a bell, like ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I literally like stood straight up in my bed. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, is that the cat playing with a bell? But I'm like, because we have a cat perch in our bedroom, but I'm like, I'm 90% sure there's no bell on his perch. So I like lean back down and like watch our hallway door because it's open. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That was like the most recent kind of weird thing I had. The other one I have it at my dad's, and you were there, Aaron.
Was it when the basement door slammed shut?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually, I think we were talking about the paranormal, and we're in my dad's basement, so there's no changing air. Nothing to pull a door shut. No different types of pressure down there because it's a basement.
Well, the weird part is the dryer. We walked, the laundry and dryer were going at the same time. And all of a sudden,
and then the dryer started freaking the fuck
it
out.
It started banging against the wall, and the washer was like bam, 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 bam. Me and you were like, what the fuck is that noise?
Yeah, we got up to go check it, and as we go in, because here's the best way to explain it. My dad's basement, we finished it, so there's a bedroom down there with its own door off to the one side behind the steps, and on the other side of the steps, there's the bathroom and the laundry room, and that's all one room, technically. Like a little, like, open divider for it. You know what I'm saying by an open divider, right? Like, it's got an opening where there could be a door, but there's not a door, in a way.
So it's just like an empty door frame.
It's not like, an empty door frame, but
it's like probably like 3 door wide, like 3.
Yeah,
doors, 3 doors down is probably.
And so when we went in there, there would be like that one wall that would separate kind of the bathroom, the opening, and then the door would be on the other side of all of this, pretty much, kind of away. So we weren't even near the door. We go in there to check on the water or the dryer. It starts banging around. We're like, okay. As we walked out,
well, it stopped. Remember?
Oh yeah, it stopped. That's right.
It stopped, and we're like, what the fuck? And we turned around to go to the door, and all you hear is, hey, we turn around, and you hear, and it's shut. We're like, what?
Oh yeah. Fuck? Yeah.
We literally
it shut on us while we were in there. So we weren't leaving. We didn't walk past the door. Didn't take any airflow with us out of there. And that door slammed shut on its own for no reason.
I said, fuck this. I went right upstairs. I'm like, I'm going to get my ass out of the basement. Fuck.
I'm pretty sure my dad's place was haunted at one point in time, though, too. Because when I would live there, this was back when I was in high school. And this, I guess we could kind of go into this a little bit. This is also when I was younger. And I had a theory, I still kind of believe in it, that the younger you are, your mind is more perceptive to the paranormal and supernatural activities because you haven't gotten that closed-minded view on it. As you grow older, your mind adapts and it kind of goes, oh, that stuff's fake, that's child sense, so it blocks it out and you stop noticing it. That's why you never really hear a lot of adults talk about seeing ghosts or doing all this shit. But you'll hear kids talk about this shit all the time, like all the fucking time, probably because they can actually see stuff that we can't. That's just my theory. But going along with that, when I was younger, living at my dad's house, we'd say probably 16, 18. I lived up in the attic at the time, so nobody was in the basement. It was kind of before we completely finished it. Because ever since we finished it completely, this stopped. I never had any problems when I was living down there. But when I was living in the attic, I would walk past the basement door, and I could hear whispers coming from the basement, almost like there was like a tiny, like a silent party going on down there, multiple voices, and I would hear that maybe not on a daily basis, but at least once or twice a week, enough that made me go, is there something actually down there? What's going on? And that was weird. My other ghost story was probably when I was like 10, 12, somewhere around there. This was in our old house. I was the only person in the house. The best way to describe this is I was in our living room, which at the time was at like the front of our house. So in the corner here on a computer, I don't know, it's probably Windows 98 or whatever. fuck it, doesn't matter. I was playing on the computer, and on the other side of the wall was like a hallway, and then that hallway led into our kitchen. You could go into the kitchen from either that hallway, or you could go around an open area into the dining area, and then into the kitchen from there. And I remember hearing somebody call my name in the kitchen. And instead of going around through the dining room, I went around the wall. So I was looking down the hallway straight into the kitchen, and I saw what I can only describe as the upper half of a woman that was like faintly blue, and she was
naked.
I don't fucking remember. I was like 10. But I remember doing the whole the hand motion for come closer. And as I walked closer, she faded backwards and went through the fucking kitchen window and disappeared. Oh, it was weird. Yeah.
I don't know about the whole paranormal thing, but I have had one of those dreams that I've like chosen to wake up from. I'm not sure if I told you guys this one, but it's like I was like just sitting on the couch with Alyssa and her little sister, and her little sister was playing a game on my PlayStation for some reason. And she just kept hitting in one button. I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing. So I actually started paying attention. And it was just like dollar signs going up. I was like, huh. That makes me wonder. And my phone went off, and it said something about fraud on my bank account. And I looked at it, and it was like I was like negative $3,000 or something like that. I was like, huh. I looked back at the game, and it's like, wait a minute. I was like, I'm too poor for this, and I woke up.
Oh, you skipped a part there. I'm assuming you're talking about her sister was buying stuff.
No, it looked like a game. Like, it was just a game where you hit one button and dollar signs popped up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, huh. Wonder what this game is. And I looked at it. It was like sending somebody money.
Oh.
Like those crappy phone apps.
Yeah.
That they trick kids into downloading it. It just takes your money. But on a PlayStation, I was like, what the hell?
I'm too poor for this dream. I have other dreams.
But my brain was like, I'm too poor for this. And I woke up, I was like, what the hell?
But I kind of want to stick on the paranormal thing for a second here. Kind of going along with this, like I said, this could probably be put off as, oh, well, you were young, you were, goofy memories. But that also kind of falls in with the whole, maybe it wasn't just that. Maybe I noticed it because I was younger, more perceptive of the world. But anyways, I remember weird moments where I remember seeing my basement bleed once. Like, one of the pipes or something in our basement was bleeding. I remember seeing a hand come out of our chimney once, like the top, the top part of it.
Ooh,
seeing a hand come out of my chimney.
I do have something to add to that. Not the chimney, but this kind of stuff, seeing things.
I remember seeing a guy wearing a rainbow t-shirt. Now, I'm not talking just like rainbow, like, it actually was like prismatic. It changed colors as he walked down the road. This would be in like the 90s. I don't know why that matters, I guess. Trying to assume that technology wasn't advanced enough to have a prismatic t-shirt, which probably doesn't even exist now anyways.
Yeah, I remember seeing...
Prismatic shirts exist now, they're just like reflective.
I remember seeing our old neighbor take off his head.
Oh, God, yeah, I remember you telling me about that!
Like, me and my buddies were watching through his window. Like, he's upstairs, and all you see is, like, his outline. Like, we watch TV, he just takes his head off. And he's just sitting there. No head, we freaked out. So it wasn't just me, it was all of us. That was weird. And he was like, wasn't American either. He was black. That has nothing to do with anything, but he like didn't speak English.
He was like one of those, I don't want to say African, but because that also seems racist, but one of those European countries, had a very heavy accent, very hard to understand.
Yeah, and like whenever a dog pissed on our fence, he'd freak out. So like maybe he's like afraid of dog piss. I don't know. Maybe that's like their weakness for aliens. There's dog piss, but I'm just saying, dude took his head off. Fucking weird. Didn't speak lick of English.
I remember using tennis balls in that guy's yard. Ball. What? Yeah, a lot of weird shit.
You don't have any weird experiences, Bob?
Not really.
Or you too American for this?
No, I just don't think I've ever had like any like experiences, at least off the top of my head.
Yeah, like I said, mine were just like snippets I can remember, like weird shit. No! I forgot about this one. This is probably one of the best ones I remember. We have a place around here called the Black Plague Cemetery. It is literally a mass gravesite they kind of turn into a park. I mean, there's not like playground stuff there, but it's like a memorial park.
It's like an open area.
Yeah, but it was a mass grave during the Black Plague where they literally just threw bodies in because there was so many people dying. They had nowhere to put them.
Oh.
We took a Ouija board there once.
Oh, no.
And a couple of cameras. And
some white shit going on here.
And we asked it a couple of questions, and I remember we made jokes. I would love to fucking find the videos of it. And I could... The sad thing is I cannot for the life of me remember what we recorded. But we talked, we asked a bunch of different questions, and I remember one of them, we asked something stupid about virginity or something like that, and our one buddy, Big Billy, was laughing about it, and we started talking about that. And that was around the point in time where we didn't hear it, but when we went back and listened to the audio, we heard some kind of gargling voice. It literally said something in English that I don't recall what it was. But we got responses.
That's fucking creepy.
I would love to go back there, but I don't have friends to do shit like this anymore.
I guess I've had one kind of a weird experience. It was back in high school.
I don't have friends. Broken White Boy 2019.
Yeah, you know what? Just for you, Grim, I'm going to clip that out and make that a snippet.
We were driving up through the mountains, and there's this one road we never liked going on, because it was always just really creepy. And then one time where you just say, hey, fuck it, let's go down that road, because we just heard things about that road. So we go down, and we get down pretty far, and we just stop and listen, and I could hear a generator going. Like, kind of in the distance, but nonetheless, I heard a generator.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't hear it anymore, and all I could hear was whispering. Could not make it out to what it was, but I heard whispering. And we were maybe about 20 miles away from town at this point. Like, this road went pretty far, but it was really narrow and like thick trees too. And all I heard was, it was just like 4 of us out there, and just we could hear whispering. We heard a generator. It stopped. It's like maybe about 15 minutes after we parked. It just sat there, lights off and everything. And we heard it stop and just whispering. And then we got out of there. And that was it.
I think I might know what that was.
It could have been a lot of things, but it was still creepy. Could have been a cult. Could have been a pot farm up there.
It could be. I want to go with cult because we're on the supernatural and whatnot, but I've read a lot about people talking about cults out in the woods in Oregon.
Yeah.
Because every time I read about them too, it's some guy in a Jeep or a truck that runs across a cult.
Yep.
Speaking of shit like that, come across a couple ghost cars in my life.
Oh, really?
Best way to explain it, we used to go out, me and my friends, we did a lot of shit at night. Adam was actually with us the one time. We went in a couple times. Maybe, was it 1 or 2 times we went to the abandoned school?
I went there once.
Okay, we had an abandoned school we used to go to all the time. I mean, we would, sneak in and hang out there. It was our hangout spot. Found a bolo tie there. Creepy human face mask. I might still have it somewhere around here. I'll post a picture of it sometime to our Twitter or something. But we found a lot of creepy shit there. One night, though, we took a bunch of hot fries. We were eating, had a little fire going in one of the hallways, and we hear a loud crash. And we're like, what the fuck was that? We pissed the fire out real quick, and all three of us, because it was me, Big Billy, and Ryan. And we're like, what the fuck was that? And we start creeping around. We can hear whispering around, and one of the sides. And we go down this hallway. At the end of the hallway, there was a hanging light, and the light was swinging. We're like, shit. So we dipped the fuck out of there. That was pretty much the end of that. Come to find out, months after that place got tore down, a local gang used to hang out there.
Oh.
You could have died. You could have died.
Exactly. But the ghost car one. We used to go to this one park, walking park, like a hiking area. We used to go there at night a lot. Technically trespassing, but it kind of pisses me off because there are no parks that are open like 24/7 nearby us. So we would just go there, park around like far away, and walk through the woods. On the way back one day though, and the one road we took was just a straightaway. There were no turnoffs from it. It went straight for, I don't know, maybe a good 50 miles. No turnoffs, nowhere to go, no, like, you know, it's in the middle of the fucking nowhere. At most, you have a couple woods on the side here and there. And we had a car once. It was following us. It got kind of close to us for a while. We went up over a hill, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and that car never came. We turned back around and went to check it. Nothing. No brake lights, nothing in the distance, nothing. Just gone. Nowhere for it to have gone. Disappeared. We've had multiple times where, like, cars would do that, just disappear on this road. Where are they going? In the woods?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Okay, no, it wasn't me. It was my sisters that did it. But there was always this urban legend around where I live, where there's a certain train tracks that you park on, shut your car off, wait 10 seconds, and try and start your car again. The car won't start, and a ghost light will pass through your car, and then when you get home, there's handprints all over your car. But what it turns out was there just homeless people that lived under the bridge and perpetrated that and would come up and slap your car a lot.
Oh.
And leave, like, dirty, dusty handprints all over your car.
Oh my god.
It's on a dirt road, so your car's going to get dusty anyway. But the fact that 3 homeless people got arrested because they lived under this bridge and slapped cars.
Hey, look at me, I'm slapping cars! Slapping a car.
So, this one place, it's creepy, and it's real. There's a movie about it. It's called Sammyville. It's in my county. It's not an actual town, but people call it Sammyville. I don't remember what the movie's name is, but I'll let you guys know whenever I can, but I don't feel like looking it up right now. But it's this place. So there's this guy. He's passed away now, but his name was Sammy, and he owned this huge chunk of property. And my dad knew him pretty personally. He always carried a 45 on him. It's 45 Colt. He was well known for when he went to the movie theater once here in town. This is way back, but it was a John Wayne film, and someone was sneaking up on John Wayne to shoot him, and Sammy sits out of his seat, pulls out his gun, and shoots the screen, shouting, "Don't worry, John, I got you." And then, shot the screen. But anyways, so this place he had, he was actually a really nice guy. I never met him. My dad knew him, but he was a really nice guy. And he opened his property to whoever wanted to live there could live there. You bring a trailer up, doesn't matter, you can live there. And it has attracted a lot of, people. Bringing their shanty-ass trailers and shit like that. And they're very humble folk, but ever since Sammy passed away, it got really bad, like drug bad. Like there were meth labs up up there, and the police would not go up there. Would absolutely not. But anyways, like, you didn't roll through there at night time, because they would always be out and about everywhere, and you just didn't roll through there at nighttime or any time really, but because you'll go near it to go to one mountain area. So I mean, you don't go through it, but you go near it, and so you can come across those people from Sammysville. But it's a unique place, but very creepy, and like, I've never been there and never been interested to go over there.
Carry a shotgun kind of territory.
I got curious, so I googled it, and it looks like the movie is literally just called Sammyville.
Okay, I didn't know if it was that easy to know. Like, I thought it was called something else.
Because it sounds a little different than what you're talking about, but it is talking about how social worker's kid or something gets, like, kidnapped, and they find this town called Sammyville in Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Which is right here in my county.
Which is based on the true outlaw. Yeah, it even talks about how it's in, like, LeGrand, Oregon.
But technically, it's like near.
But
it's near Elgin. But
well, that didn't say it. One of the Google things, like news or something like that, talked about a LeGrand, Oregon.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I'm just paraphrasing shit here. I'm looking at. But anyways, yeah, Sammyville. It's literally just called Sammyville. Neat.
Neat. Click.
I had one more thing to go with the creepy dreams. And have you guys ever tried lucid dreaming?
I used to get into it, and I was trying to get into it, but it failed. I didn't really get very successful at doing it. But I wanted.
Tried, but whenever I realize I'm dreaming, I just wake up.
Oh, okay. Because
I think there was a point I've been able to do it, like, kinda.
The best way they say to lucid dream is to, kind of like an Inception thing, keep certain things in mind and keep it cemented, like, this is reality, this is what's real. So if something in your dream isn't what's based in reality, you're like, wait a minute, this is a dream, and then you can take control of the dream and just do what you want. That's how I've always lucid dreamed. And my best dream, or the best one, was this wasn't even me trying. It was just me just trying to lucid dream. I had a dream. I was at some of my old friends' apartment. It was Ryan and Kaylee's apartment. But I remembered that they didn't live in this apartment anymore. They had moved out of it. And I'm like, wait a minute, they don't live here anymore. This is a fucking dream. So my first thought is, I'm gonna run out and I'm just gonna fucking fly. Fuck everything else. I'm taking to the skies. I go to run out. I go to jump into the sky to fly, and something pulls me back down to the ground and into a different part of my dream.
Oh.
And as soon as that started happening, I went into another part of the dream. I remember being in, like, a darker area in a different set of, like, apartment buildings and whatnot. And I started going along with the dream for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I'm still fucking dreaming. And the entire dream is literally me fighting against some kind of unknown thing that's trying to persist. And this isn't a dream. This isn't a dream. And it kept pulling me back in. That was creepy as fuck. I woke up like, what the fuck was that? Almost like my subconscious knew I realized I was dreaming. And it's like, no, you're not.
Well, it's also one of those things of when you lucid dream, your brain doesn't actually rest. So when you wake up from it, your muscles and everything will be rested, but your brain won't be, so you'll still feel fatigue. So it might have been your brain trying to say, no, we need to rest right now. We need to rest. Don't.
Because when you realize you're dreaming, then you're taking control of your brain. You're not giving it a rest. You're letting it do its thing when you're dreaming. But when you fight to get out of that dream state where you can essentially daydream, but at night, but still let your body sleep, you're no longer letting your... Yeah, I see what you're meaning by that, though, Grim.
Mm-hmm. And even still, though, that's still a very creepy feeling.
Yeah, you're fighting against yourself. Your brain is literally fighting against itself. You against yourself.
I think, in my opinion, okay, I've had sleep paralysis quite a few times. That was more terrifying than sleep paralysis. Ever was. Because most of the time I get sleep paralysis, you wake up, you're like, You can't do anything. Alright, close my eyes again, go back to bed. At least that's what I've done.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was
it's
just...
pretty rare for me to have sleep paralysis, but I'm pretty much the same way. It's just like, can't move, okay, sleep time.
The other weird things...
There's no point trying to fight it. When you fight it, that's when you hallucinate the weird crap.
Sometimes that's fun.
Oh, no, sleep paralysis. Oh, man.
Get her a mic. We can't hear her.
Well, she's had it, and she says that might be her problem because she fights it, so that's probably why she freaks out from sleep paralysis. Of course, she also freaks out in just dreams, like it's terrible to say, but she's like a dog when she sleeps. And when she gets panicked, she makes the little whimper noises. I gotta wake her up so she make sure she's okay.
It's alright, if she dies in a dream, she...
Of course, I do.
If they die, they die.
I do that too when I'm sleeping.
Game over, man. Game over.
I'll get angry in my sleep.
Alright. It has been... Are we dwindling down here?
I think we are.
Well, it's kind of later than it normally is too, so I'm sure we're all tired.
I'm not tired. What the fuck, man? I actually got decent sleep.
I'm always yawning.
I got too much sleep, I think.
I'm just saying 'cause it's been an hour 20.
Yeah.
All right.
We've gone through all the questions.
Relatively. Some of the things I wanted to hit that wouldn't take, long time for us to actually come up with things.
Yeah, we had.
Jeez.
Yeah, we did. We got plenty here. And on that note, cue the music.
I don't know what the fuck the theme song was.
That.
Oh, why was that so loud?
The shadows of your eyes not being able to... take your finger and push right here. You'll notice that there's...
Back to PlayStation chat?
Here.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to do me a favor and send the link for that in the chat, that would be beautiful. I'll maybe work on it tomorrow. Okay, cool. I like taking snippets out of it. I don't know if you've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna switch back to PlayStation chat.
If I can... left.
Where's my mic? Grim left.